Someone you love is going to die. Maybe they already have. And when that moment came, or when it comes, you will do something strange. You will gather. You will speak about them. You will put their body somewhere specific, and you will feel an overwhelming, almost irrational need to mark the moment. You won't be able to help it. And here's what almost nobody tells you. That urge is not modern. It is not civilized. It is not even human in the way we usually use that word. It is far older than language, far older than fire. And understanding where it comes from changes everything about what it means to be alive. Start with a cave in what is now northern Spain. The year is somewhere around 430,000 years ago. A creature that is almost but not quite human drags a body deep into a pit in the earth. Not just any pit. The deepest chamber of a cave system so difficult to reach that getting there required navigating total darkness, squeezing through narrow passages, and descending almost 15 meters into the ground. The body is left there, and then, placed beside the body, a single object, a hand axe, beautifully made, crafted from red quartzite that does not exist anywhere near the cave. Someone carried it from far away. Someone put it there on purpose. Researchers at the site, called Atapuerca, named that object Excalibur. Not because it had power, but because it was clearly an offering. It was placed with intention. And the creature that placed it, Homo heidelbergensis, did not yet have the brain structures we associate with symbolic thinking. They had not invented art. They had not invented language as we know it. And yet, they did this. They traveled into darkness to leave something behind for someone who was gone. Why? That question has driven paleoanthropologist Lee Berger and his team to some of the most provocative conclusions in recent science. Because it turns out that what happened at Atapuerca is not an anomaly. It is a pattern. Across hundreds of thousands of years, across dozens of species in the genus Homo, something pulls them toward the dead. Not away from them, toward them. And the behavior gets more elaborate over time, not less. By 100,000 years ago, Neanderthals are burying their dead. This is not universally accepted. Some researchers argue the bodies simply fell into pits, but the evidence keeps accumulating. In Shanidar Cave in modern-day Iraq, a Neanderthal skeleton was found surrounded by pollen from at least 8 different species of wildflowers. Archaeologist Ralph Selecki, who excavated the site, believed someone had placed flowers on the body. He called it the flower burial. Some scientists have since challenged this interpretation, suggesting the pollen arrived through other means. But what no one challenges is this. The body was placed carefully. The limbs were arranged. Someone moved them. Someone chose where this person would rest. What you have to understand is how strange this is from a purely evolutionary standpoint. The dead body of a member of your species is, from a survival perspective, a liability. It draws predators. It spreads disease. Every rational survival instinct says, get away from it. And yet your ancestors did the opposite. They stayed, they arranged, they marked, and that behavior cost them something real: energy, time, risk. Evolution does not preserve behaviors that cost without returning something valuable. So something about gathering around the dead was being selected for. The question is what? Here is one answer. Death is information. When someone in your group dies, especially if they were important, there is knowledge in that body. Knowledge about cause. Knowledge about what to avoid, what killed them, whether the threat is still present. Primatologist Frans de Waal spent decades studying how great apes respond to death. Chimpanzee mothers carry dead infants for days, sometimes weeks. Elephants return to the bones of their dead and touch them with their trunks, again and again, over years. Crows hold what researchers describe as gatherings around their dead, mobbing potential predators and, it seems, processing information about danger. What looks like grief may have started as something closer to threat assessment. But something happened in the human line that shifted this behavior into entirely new territory. Somewhere between 300,000 and 100,000 years ago, your ancestors crossed a threshold. They started doing something no other animal does consistently. They started treating the dead not as information but as presence. Not as a problem to solve, but as a relationship to continue.